Well, so far I've talked a lot about habit formation and consistency. And the thing I want you to be aware of is just how important it is to start. Well, not just start, but keep going. Start and keep going. Because, if you never start, you never know where you could end up. It's a lot better to execute on an idea than to just let it rot in your brain. So, start, whatever it is, I encourage you to start be it a YouTube channel, a weight loss journey, the book you've always wanted to write, going to the gym, whatever it is, you just have to start because once you start, things can start to happen. So in my journey on YouTube, I've made a few videos, and the thing that I've discovered, the thing that you'll see when you get started and keep going, is that you'll be able to see whether or not this is something you really want to do. You'll know by how hard it is for you to do things, if it really is something that you really want to do. Let's be honest. A lot of people, a lot of us, myself included, don't want to do anything we're not already doing. So to add something else to our lives, to our daily life, is not something that we really want to jump into. I remember I've always wanted to learn Spanish. It's always been a big thing. I live in a Spanish speaking community. I really should know how to speak Spanish, or at least it'd be easy for me. It'd be easier for me to learn how to speak Spanish than if I lived somewhere else. So, something I want to do. I remember watching a YouTube video, interestingly enough, and the guy said, "Hey, download Duolingo and go on it for 2 weeks for 30 minutes a day. First, see if it's something that you're even willing to do." And so I downloaded Duolingo. I got started, but I never did anything with it. I never got on it for 30 minutes a day, and it just sat on my phone for about 6 to 8 weeks. And then I deleted it. It just wasn't something I wanted to do, but I did start. And the fact that I wasn't taking any further action on it was an indication that, hey, this isn't something I'm serious about right now. So when you get started and keep going on something, you'll be able to learn things about what you're doing in your process. In my YouTube journey, I've made a few videos. They're all over the place. My primary goal initially, at least as of right now and in the near future, is just to continue to be able to make videos. Be able to make videos. That's my primary goal. And as I make videos, I can get better about narrowing in on the right content, the content that I like to deliver, the content that you like to hear or listen to. So those are the things that happen when you start and you keep going. So get started, keep going, and then look at what you're learning in the process. What things can you pick up on? What things can you change? Maybe on a weight loss journey or body transformation, you discover that, hey, if I eat eggs in the morning, I'm not hungry in the afternoon. Or I feel satiated eating more protein. Actually, that's part of it. I understand. In my own experience, if I eat protein, I don't feel as hungry and eating ravenous later on in the day. So that's something that happens when you start something and you keep going. And the other thing I want you to be aware of is that in your journey, in my journey, understand that where you start is not where you finish. If you ever want to be frustrated, go ahead and compare yourself to somebody who's been doing something a lot longer than you and has a better result than you currently have. The comparison. Just scrolling Instagram for a while, you could very quickly get annoyed with your own personal life because comparison is the thief of joy. So I just say all that to say, just when you're starting something and you're continuing to go on that path, on that journey, understand that where you end up is a lot different than where you start. And the reality is you may not, I don't know where it's going to go. I just know that I'll be better than where I am today if I keep on going. And I think the biggest example of this you see is with our software companies. When they deliver a product, let's just take the iPhone, Apple. When they gave us the first iPhone, I mean, it was trash. Compared to what we have right now. But they give a product and they build on it. They improve on it as time goes on. In your journey, as you start, whatever it is, your weight loss, YouTube, writing a book, whatever it is, when you start and you keep going, you'll make improvements along the way. It is a lot easier, in my opinion. Actually, you know what? I think it is actually easier to make changes in the course of going somewhere than it is to make everything right from the beginning. If you think about a plane, before takeoff, if they tried to make all the course corrections before they even took off, that would be crazy. But that's the same thing that happens with us. It happened to me forever, where I was trying to make everything perfect, or at least get everything perfect before I even took the first step. Now that I'm developing my muscle of creating videos, I can now get better at things as I continue to do it. And my goal of spaced repetition, or my method of learning, is spaced repetition, meaning I'm doing videos on a consistent basis, spaced out, so I can learn from each time I do the task, is helping me. At least I believe it's how I feel better. I feel more comfortable and confident in making videos today than I did when I started. So those are the things I want you to be aware of. Start. I want you to start, but I also want you to keep going, because it is better to execute an idea, execute on a constructive idea, than it is just let it rot in your mind. The two is, as you get started and keep going, you'll build a body of work in that consistency that you can then make changes and adapt to and improve upon. And number three is, understand that when you get started, where you end up is not where you started. I know that is clearly obvious, but you'll get better. What I'm saying is, you'll get better in the process. All right. So thanks for listening. That's what I got. And see you next time.